Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge 2.3.6 formerly preview playthrough as the Galactic Empire. In the last episode we progressed to Dala's era, but obviously there were some scripting issues at this point, or when this playthrough started, that we fixed before release, but does mean that Dala herself was busy and couldn't make it to the episodes. But we fought off a pretty large fleet over Brigid Array, and we are moving towards Commodore, the Transitory Miss, and Hape Space more generally. We're probably going to take Cheruba and just leave... Oh, sorry about that. We're probably going to take Cheruba and just leave Terraphon and Hapes. But let's get these guys in, and we're going to go for Commodore with you, or Contrim with you, and Commodore with you guys. Our ground forces are not in the best shape right now, so we're just going to keep getting them kind of up. Coruscant, ATSTs, there we go. Which of these will get there first? I think the Eclipse is going to get there, yeah. But we talked about all the patches and stuff to Thrawn's Revenge last episode, or at least we talked about the major issue that was occurring, which has been fixed, which was the Galactic Freeze, or we hope it's been fixed. By the time this episode comes out, there could just as easily be more reports of it, and I'll probably just cry myself to sleep every night if that happens. But hopefully we're good, maybe, you know. But yeah, so we are continuing on. Should I just... Yeah, let's do that. There's still a couple things we need to fix, like there's some weirdness with field bases not always spawning properly, or not despawning properly and allowing the rest of the complements of the field bases to still spawn after they've been destroyed. But with field bases, I'm less concerned because it was more of a quick implementation as a proof of concept. We're happy with what it looks like, with how they play, how they impact gameplay. So it shouldn't be a huge issue for us to fix those problems and kind of handle them a little bit differently, put a bit more time into it now that we know it's a system we want to keep and flesh out more, and maybe even get some like dedicated art to it. But yeah, so that should be updated probably for the next full build rather than hotfixing it. The only thing that I'm really concerned about getting a hotfix out for at this point is boarding. Pox redid how a lot of the Galactic backend scripting worked for this release, and it has made boarding weird. We're not entirely sure why, because like the way it's structured it should work, but that's Empire at War. So that is something I'd like to get a hotfix out. It shouldn't impact saves, so that's usually how we determine that stuff. But yeah, so other than that, we're pretty happy with the way release has gone. We hope you guys have been enjoying it. But I didn't say at the top that this is being recorded live on Twitch, so I will be responding to some Twitch chat questions as we go. How do you move the camera around in your game? So I assume you mean like this. I have it set in... If you go into game options, you can do both mouse buttons rotate. This option right here, and that lets you use left and right click to do that. This is just the scroll wheel.
Falling out of formation. Engaging the enemy. Enemies in range.
Okay.
Destroyed. Target locked.
But yeah, with the Galactic reworks and the Shipyard reworks, we should be able to do a lot more with planetary defenses. Something we did in Fall of the Republic to make sure that certain planets were always a good fight is with static fleets. So units that are starting forces for the AI over certain important planets to dissuade early attacks on it and make sure the AI doesn't just like take away forces from it without impacting their production. And that way you can still go and like whittle away at them, but it takes a lot more effort. Because we want, like, if you're attacking Coruscant for the first time, it should really be a thing you're building up to rather than, like, week 1 in Fall of the Republic, going from Forost or something straight there. So having some worlds that are more like base game Fortress Assault situation or base assaults is a goal, but we don't want it to be every battle, because when the whole game just turns into like, do I have a fleet that's big enough to take on this space station? If yes, then stomp. If no, then wait or die. That's not really a gameplay loop we find good, or one that we want to build into. We want to make sure that there's like different space battles offer different things, and right now we're kind of limited by the fact that these sort of defensive structures, the AI doesn't know how to handle them. So if we made them too powerful, if we gave too many options with them, then it'd be easy to just build them up and cheese the AI by keeping nothing else around and just letting them attack and waste their units. Because it's really, that's kind of what we're going for with every change we're making, is making sure there are different options you have. Alright, so we have the option to get good old Gilad. Let's go to these transitory miss. Let's actually go to these transitory miss before coming back up to Contrum. That's not even worth. There we go. This is definitely worth the battle.
Inbound. Yes, Commander. Right away.
Right, well, one Nebula. And I guess the Empress.
TIE Squadron here. Bomber Squadron reporting. Those laser banks are the primary target.
Targeting. Awaiting your orders. Moving out.
Yeah, like there's even some galactic level missions we want to do that kind of have space battles with different elements and objectives to them. And some missions that can kind of pop up as a result of certain things happening in tactical. So
Bomber active.
Your command, sir.
giving context to things, that's one of the biggest things that Empire at War lacks in a lot of places, to help keep things interesting, is making sure that there is the context to what you're doing to help make certain things more exciting or more engaging.
Reporting in.
Which does help cut down on the feeling that, like, oh, I've taken over X amount of the galaxy, it's just going to be a cleanup operation from here.
Roger that. Firing.
When are you thinking of doing another Empire of the Hand playthrough? That was, I believe, the last playthrough we finished was an Empire of the Hand one. So I'm probably going to wait until we have more of their stuff reworked, because they are in the middle of getting a lot of visual updates.
Engaging the enemy. Reporting.
Like, most of their roster is being redesigned. So once there's more of that done, we'll have another one. And as I kind of mentioned with the Zinj thing last episode, doing Hunt for Zinj next time as Warlord Zinj. We'll probably do a couple more like smaller campaigns like that in the future as well. Have like one longer one going on, one smaller one going on, rather than having everything be like these multi-month campaign. I can't speak tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Your command, sir. We've got them on scopes.
I've got him.
But if people do like the multi-month campaigns, that's there's going to be more of them as well.
Reporting in.
I just invented them.
Roger that. Over there. Form up.
Gun them down. Squad, move in. My scopes are jammed. Where are the others?
Sir,
Shields almost gone. Unable to shake them.
Destroyer here. Fire.
Alright. I think we've got every gun on the Empress that's facing us, so we should be able to head up a bit more.
ready to receive orders.
Falling out of formation.
Primary engine system is down.
Draw their fire.
Fire for maximum effect.
Watch out, he's coming around.
Fire.
Tightening up.
Primary target is those iron cannons.
Let's
Alright.
finish him.
Attack.
Need the shipyard.
Turning to your position. I'll take care of this.
Go after the stragglers.
Attacking target.
I've
Star
got him.
Destroyer standing
We're getting a
by.
lock. Watch your back.
The Munty Moths will have boarding shittles.
Coming back around.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
It's been a rough week.
Yes, Commander.
I got more enemy craft.
Taking fire.
Alright.
Awaiting orders.
Do they have, oh. Yeah, I think it's just those.
Awaiting your orders.
I thought there might have been some land units somewhere else, or ground units.
System conquered.
We're only a couple minutes in and we've already taken 3 planets. Alright, let's go up there.
Destination set.
Tactical battle imminent.
Oh, I guess we're not going to Air 5. How did you meet Ek and Charlie? So Ek I met probably around the release of 2.2. Where he messaged me about something and I offered him an early copy of 2.2. I think it was 2.2. I'm pretty sure it was 2.2. It might have been 2.3, but I'm pretty confident it was 2.2. We have Shin's Death Site, so let's get that in. Sorry, I'm just gonna drop our forces in and then I'll get back. Enterprise. Ranger. But yeah, so get out of here, Silgal. So yeah, I offered him an early copy of the mod. He was playing a bit, had some questions about something, I think. And we started talking out of that.
Target the lasers.
Awaiting your command.
Then I think it was like the first time we directly spoke in voice, we got along really well, and just started kind of naturally wanting to work together on stuff, where we had a few ideas of like he was the one that actually encouraged me to start Corey's Datapad, my lore channel, where I had some ideas about it, and he was saying like there's a lot of room for another channel like that, especially coming from the perspective of where I come from, with like kind of deeper into the Legends pool of obscurity that doesn't have as much coverage. So I kind of like was working off the advice of him on that, and he shared my first videos, and
The lasers are our target.
then we were just like having conversations, and we both independently came up with the idea that we should do a podcast or some kind of content together directly or more regularly, and then we kind of made Tapcaf transmissions out of that. Then like there were just games we enjoyed playing together, so I started getting more involved with like X2. We do skirmish stuff together, we played Battlefront together, and then he brought on Charlie as his editor. I think it was a little bit after I started working with him. Like Charlie was doing some stuff, but he wasn't making content directly for X2. But then the three of us, like I met Charlie through Ek, and the three of us started just playing stuff together. That's kind of where that all came from.
Take out the iron cannons.
Yeah, the first time I met Charlie was the first Bureau card I was on. So there were a few months where like the only time I ever interacted with Charlie was when he was drunk.
There, I've detected.
Reporting in.
Like I'd never met sober Charlie before.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
And then he and I started playing. Like the first thing I did with Charlie that was outside of like making content with the three of us was he and I started playing League sometimes. That was my first experience with sober Charlie. Oh, I built at a different planet. Okay, that's good.
I'm on them.
So we may still get to Era 5.
Ordnance. The lasers are our target.
We await your command, my lord.
Ready for command, sir.
But yeah, like Ek and I started talking about, like, before we started the podcast, we just have conversations about random shit. And it was like, we tended to have similar interests in, like, other YouTube stuff that we'd talk about, similar views on certain, like, topics within Star Wars, or at least within, like, Star Wars community stuff. Yeah, so it just kind of just came out of us becoming friends and then wanting to make content together, which originated with, like, he really liked TR.
I copy. Heading to destination.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, I could have just done this a lot faster with more units.
Setting course.
At once. Reinforcements cancelled.
Breaking comm silence. There's nothing we can't handle. Heading to destination.
We await your command, my lord.
Reporting. We're moving out. Captain here. Bearing set.
But speaking of Ek, he and I are going to be probably doing Halo 2 after TabCap this week. I really like how this map is looking right now, just incidentally.
Go after them. Regroup. I'm hit.
Our
I've been
target
hit.
priority is the laser cannons.
I've got a defender standing by.
Yes, Commander. Move out.
Do you like sober Charlie more than drunk Charlie? Or did you lose all respect for him at that point? I like both Charlies.
We'll be there shortly.
He's just like the way Charlie is on stream is just Charlie. Like, he is just
Awaiting your orders. Right away.
on all the time.
Awaiting your command.
Like, really nice guy, really funny, but like
Your command, sir.
absolute distilled pure YouTuber.
I'm on them.
But yeah.
We are victorious.
Okay. Killed so many air units there. In space. We implement more Twitch channel point rewards. Like, if we reach a certain number of points, we get to choose a title. I'd like to do more with, like, the Twitch stuff within itself. I don't know if I do title choices for people, but like, I want to make sure. Okay, there it is, Borlaeus. For some reason, I thought I built it on Coruscant. But yeah, I want to make sure that I'm using each platform kind of properly. You know, there's some linkages in there, but ideally, kind of like using each one for what they're good for.
We're moving
Because
out.
titles are one of the most important things for making sure videos get found as well.
Star Destroyer awaiting orders.
And if you let the internet name stuff, then that's how you end up with Bodie McBoatface. So I'm hesitant to do that. Alright, there we go.
Reporting.
Move out.
Let's check out some of our new heroes here. We have Derillion. I should let that go away. We have Grand Admiral Pellaeon. We have Terran Rogris. We have Steel. I'm going to put with Pellaeon. Is that Derillion? I forget. Kind of have to let that go. Oh, Fermel, right. No, Derillion's the Zinj one. I don't know why I was saying Derillion.
Awaiting orders.
Form up. Awaiting orders.
We secured an abandoned turbo laser tower.
Always ready, sir. Scanning area.
We'll assist you.
Copy.
Sensor node constructing.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete.
We've
Base
come
is
across
under
enemy units.
attack.
Alright, what do they have there? Skiffs.
I copy. Reporting.
All right, men, take cover.
Kind of worried about the artillery.
Turret constructing. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Roll out.
Acknowledged. Construction complete.
Fire!
We'll check it out. We've lost the abandoned turbo laser tower.
Open fire!
We'll assist you.
Deploying. Scanning for enemies.
I really don't think I can hold this off. I should just crush Meldrew.
Course.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Unit destroyed.
They just have more than we'd be able to really fight off. With field bases, maybe.
System lost.
Not naked like this. There we go, everyone's gone. Where's Rogers have? Right, he has the Bellator. We have Nevitt and Hestiv. Alright. Vermel, you're going with him.
Construction complete.
Actually, let's switch these two.
Ready to go.
Let's get Nevitt and Hestiv and Tierce. Down to here.
Reporting.
You guys are going to take over this
We
fleet.
shall be there shortly.
And Pellaeon, you're going to go back into your fleet.
Escort carrier standing by.
Moving to coordinates.
Allegiance class ready to serve.
Yeah, let's go into that one.
Heading
Or
out.
to invade evac.
Battle imminent.
Moving out.
Setting course. Tactical battle imminent.
To invade Garros. Or has conquered Garros, rather. I guess they got that from the New Republic. We really need to get to Commonore.
AT-AT ready. On my way, sir. Heading out.
Tactical battle
Oh,
imminent.
this isn't what you want. Yeah, it's the pre-rework Bellator, but I might be able to transfer over the stats for just the Bellator between streams.
Moving out.
Because if I'm doing like one unit, then it's fine. I haven't really bothered with the Sovereign and Eclipse because they still have the super lasers, and they still have performed okay. So,
Reporting in.
like that Executor, the Executor fights, the Executors were still doing a good amount of damage. Like they're not fantastic, but I'm not going to turn down a free Bellator right now. Because the flip side of having the reworks not done on them is that the PopCap reworks also haven't been done on them. So, do we want to do this? I kind of want to do this. I think we can do this. What are your spoiler-free opinions and thoughts about the Clone Wars in general? Actually, the last TapCap episode last week
Here.
was about that very thing.
Coming around. I've got them in my sight.
Like, we talked about Season 7, but we gave kind of like our general opinions on the series. So that podcast is TapCap Transmissions, which people should listen to if they want to hear me and Ek talk about random crap. We got our endorsement for product in there.
Taking fire.
As a big fan of product, I'm really glad we had the opportunity to talk about product. And I'm grateful to product for giving me the opportunity to support product. And to have product support us.
Awaiting orders. Destroy the
Star
missile
Destroyer
base.
standing by.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Which sounds like we're selling drugs, but it's really just the fact that the email that they sent was like vague as fuck.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, this may have been a mistake,
Back around for another one.
but I don't think so.
Where'd he go?
I smell blood. I taste blood.
Awaiting your orders.
That may be a medical issue, so maybe I shouldn't go off that.
Getting a lock. Sir, falling out of formation.
Yeah, like they have a bunch of IPVs, which don't really do much because we don't have any fighters here. We have a couple with vendors, but
Eliminating target.
Awaiting your command.
Draw their fire.
Target locked. Excellent shot.
Stay in formation.
I got one.
Targeting the enemy Hannah base.
I've got him.
Targeting their weapon systems.
Get behind them.
Attack formation.
Locking on. Enemies in range.
it's like even the vendors are probably worth 1 or 2 neutron stars each.
Open fire.
Another attack.
They do have the heavy bombers, which is a little bit of a threat here, but only a couple of them.
Target locked. Eliminating target.
Reporting in.
We've lost the launch. Disabling their engines.
Attack that target.
Sir,
All right, yeah, as long as they're pulling back like that, we got this.
Weapon systems.
I have them now.
We're starting to get low on shields, but we've taken out enough that it shouldn't matter as much.
Sir,
Excellent shot.
Fire at will. Let's move out. Attacking.
I got one.
Did I get the engines on you? I did.
Disabling their engines.
Like this whole Greater Maldrude thing really being a thorn in our sides there. But they also make a good buffer for the New Republic, so. I can't complain too much. Here, let's go back to Hakasi first
Destination set.
before splitting them up.
Cleared for departure.
awaiting your command.
Building under construction. Enemy fleet approaching.
Going back to a brigade array.
Invasion commencing.
We just had the battle there. So.
System conquered. Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, Supreme Commander Sov is really looking for some action here.
Enemy forces ahead.
Choose your reinforcements.
Damn it, Nebulon B2s. Get out of here. Alright, Rogris.
Let's move out.
Maticus. Spaceballs 2. Eric Steele.
En route.
Allegiance. Can we just do the Allegiance over here? Yes.
Cancelled.
Oops.
Order confirmed.
Tector.
Coming around.
Starting my
Give
run.
these ones the fighter support.
Setting up my run, sir. I've got a clear path.
And we'll add all Coronas on this side, along with Vegenbreck.
Engaging drive thrusters.
Some extra fighter support for you. Oh, just short of being able to bring in the boarding shell. I thought that was one pop cap for some reason.
Form up. Destroyer here. Copy.
I've got
I
them
copy.
in my sights.
Reporting. Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in.
Reporting.
Yeah, this is one of the space maps that's unlikely to stick around in its present form.
Yes, sir. Maneuvering.
Awaiting
It's
order.
kind of got an interesting setup, but visually it needs some work, at least.
Firing.
We've lost our launch pad.
Awaiting your
It's been home to some of the bigger battles we've had in Corey Loses history.
command, sir.
Our engines are destroyed, sir.
Keep going.
TIE squadron standing by.
This way.
Defender squadron reporting.
Nowhere to run.
All right.
Fire at will. Sir,
We're being targeted.
Let's just get the A9 or pre-birds. Yeah, sure.
Advancing
I
on.
wanted to click on the A9s, but
Falling out of formation. Squadron standing by. Changing course to
it doesn't really
intercept.
matter. There, that's some A9s.
All fighters attack.
Copy. I copy. Over there. Reporting. Moving to
Closing
coordinates.
on target. I'm losing.
Engaging the enemy.
Pursuing enemy forces.
We might even be able to go from Kashyyyk straight through to the other side of the map and cut the New Republic in half.
Heading out.
Because it should only be one or two other planets. Especially since we opened up the Maw. Or should have opened up the Maw.
Stay in formation. Enemies
Star
in
Destroyer
range.
reporting in. Order confirmed.
Attack
Yes,
formation.
Commander.
Ready. Target locked.
attack position.
Engines activated.
We can at least build some stuff over there if we need to.
Eliminating target. He won't be around much longer.
Ready for orders.
Go after target critical. Ready for battle.
So I think one of the ways to make the AI play a lot more like a player is allow them to get to this point in a battle and then click the auto-resolve button and fuck you over.
We've got them on scopes.
I think that would be interesting.
Signal coming through. Awaiting your command. Heading to destination.
People, I think, would love that. I think the response to that would be overwhelmingly positive.
They won't survive the day. Your command, sir.
Roger that. The enemy has been defeated.
Alright, killed CN Sov. CN you later, Sov.
Building started. Enlisting troops. Constructing. Vehicle in production.
That. You're gonna keep building
Enlisting
AT-ATs for us, mostly. But I think we are ready. Oh, wait. Nope. We're still waiting on some units from Coruscant, it looks like. Unless they were in here. Yeah, they were. Okay.
Star Destroyer reporting in. On my way, sir.
Toydarius, Laheron. Nah. Yeah, there's still 3. Oh, this should be pretty easy. Is the Radis playable in this mode? No. Radis would be a cannon ship.
We've located the enemy.
This is Legends. Okay, by easy I mean possible. It's really just going to be about
Yes, sir.
waiting out the HV guns as well as possible.
Awaiting instruction.
Your orders.
Let's fall back there.
Commander.
Like hitting the Majestics with those, like they do a lot of damage. They don't have a lot of health, so I think that's still the right call there.
Get behind them.
And if we ever did a cannon mod, then it would probably have the Radis.
Awaiting
Yes,
orders.
Commander.
Target locked.
Target the engines.
Standing by.
Copy. Attack. Excellent shot.
All right, we'll hit this other Majestic.
Yes, Commander.
Hypervelocity gun available.
If you want to do some damage to the MC-90 as well, that'd be helpful. All right, I said as well, not instead, but I
Another attack.
good guy MC-90 body blocks for the
Attacking. More enemy craft.
Majestic.
I copy. Fire. Open fire.
I've got
Here. Bombers, fall back.
Moving out.
I can't just send you in like this because you're just going to die this time.
Sir,
Reporting.
I've got him.
Need to be support.
Cruiser reporting.
Taking fire. Commander,
It did more damage to the MC-90 than I was really expecting, so that's nice.
where to run.
Gunship reporting.
I have
Direct fire.
Alright, I guess we're just going to have to focus it first.
coming around.
Reporting in. The lasers are our
Got them
target.
in my sights.
Because I was kind of worried they'd
Coming back.
sit more back and be a problem,
Out of
but
formation.
if it's going to come in first, we can probably
Enemies in range.
Batteries online.
do pretty well with that.
Weapons ready.
Intercepting. Target locked.
Alright, need to be on this one.
Fire. Attack formation.
I've got him.
The launch bay is gone.
Go after the
Ready
stragglers.
for orders.
Regroup for another attack.
Yes, sir.
Eliminating target.
Alright, who are you? Shadow of Hyrule,
Destroyed.
Durendal, SDF Mega Road, Endurance, Imperial Warlord Star, Core World Pride.
Ready for battle. Form up.
I got it.
Holding the line for us here.
Fire.
Target locked.
I guess focusing on this one. No, this one. And we'll use the next HV gun shot on this one, so we can just wipe one out
I
entirely.
got one.
Falling out of formation.
We've lost our turbo lasers.
Squad, move in. Draw their fire.
Is the AW game model patented? Why hasn't anyone made anything similar in all these years? No, Star Wars. So, making up a new IP for that kind of thing is difficult, for one thing. And like, RTSs haven't been as popular individually. Like, there's a lot of 4X games, but less focus on tactical combat, like the real-time strategy element of it. So there hasn't been as much opportunity for it, but I think one of the things that Empire at War did show is that having 3 distinct good game modes is very difficult. It's like land is often seen as not great in Empire at War, for example. So having it's basically developing 3 full games at once. So it's expensive, hard to get right.
Reporting. Attack. The launch bay.
Probably not something that a lot of people want to risk their money making. Because like Empire at War at least had like the Star Wars backing for it, and people ideally would want to see like you have the big AT-AT stuff from Empire Strikes Back, you have the space battles, you have the galactic level. So Star Wars really was kind of the perfect universe to have a game like this set in.
Stragglers.
Because you have places like Sins that tried the space combat plus galactic level without the land combat, and Sins did decently. It's pretty popular, but if you tried to throw in ground, then it wouldn't really work as well either.
Star Destroyer
Losing
reporting in.
control. I can't switch position.
Taking fire.
Cover me now.
Yes, Commander.
Gun them down.
Open fire.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Where'd he go? Nowhere to run.
Take out
Alright, we should be able to hypervelocity gun this one
Falling out of formation.
to finish it off.
I've detected.
Our units should hopefully be able to finish this on their own.
Is those iron
Gravity well generator has been destroyed.
target.
But we're kind of getting
Lasers have been destroyed.
wrecked here now.
Laser cannons disabled.
Awaiting your orders.
At once.
I don't know if the Venator alone is going to be able to finish this off.
Open fire on those
Cannons
laser
are
cannons.
offline.
But we should at least be able to kill
Commander here. Reporting.
Go after the stragglers.
this, hopefully in this.
Bombers at the ready.
Reporting in. All fire on those ion cannons.
Actually, do we have turbo lasers here? Yeah, medium turbo laser.
Our primary drive system is down.
Regroup.
3 medium turbo lasers left on that one.
I have them now. They're
Ready to receive orders. Target the lasers.
Alright, there's still that Majestic floating around
Those laser cannons.
with 1 heavy turbo laser.
Hypervelocity gun available. Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Comlink
Weapon
active.
online.
Can you just run away?
Roger that. Targeting. Sir, I'm on them.
The launch bay is
Excellent
gone.
Crap.
I got one.
Taking fire.
So do I go for the engines and stop this from getting to the station? And hope that I can take out another shot? It's going to be rough either way.
Awaiting orders.
Hypervelocity gun available.
No, I think it's better to just kill what we can.
Copy. Moving out.
Go out this way.
Commander, they're hitting us.
I've got him.
Distract them.
I copy.
Distract them.
Go. Nowhere to run.
Oh, batteries, fire! Fire! Oh well.
Draw their fire. We've been defeated.
Let's see. Military, we're kind of inching up towards them.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Eddie, they're kind of just taking over that area.
Heading to destination.
I want to stop this before they get to have any ground units in there.
Complete. Tactical battle imminent.
There they are. Blast them.
Hypervelocity cannon
Awaiting
firing.
your command.
All right. We may need to send
We are victorious.
one of our fleets just north to retake the corporate sector. And maybe Moncal and stuff. Yeah, I guess we don't need you down here for this.
Ready to go. We're moving out.
Let's just send them in.
Move out.
Construction complete.
So I assume we've got ground units coming. Could have killed all of them if... Or actually, we didn't have any... we didn't have any interdictors, so probably couldn't have done anything there. Well, let's take Contrum.
Tactical battle
Oops.
imminent. Gravity control generator destroyed.
I should have just fought that one. I didn't realize we had that much there. Alright. I think we're actually going to leave this here for tonight. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream and the episode. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm thinking about streaming more of Fall of the Republic as well. So I don't want to overdo it. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hope to see you next time. Have a good night.